everyone, my name is Thais. I'm a physical therapist. I specialize in pelvic floor and I'm also a Feldenkrais teacher. And I would like to do a little practice today. The thinking behind is that one thing that I found quite often, it's a lot of tension in the pelvic floor, right? A lot of tension. And sometimes we forget that the pelvic floor is also involved in posture, right? And then the pelvic floor is there contracting together with sometimes the abdominal muscles, the glutes, the muscles of the back, all bracing, trying to create some stability, right? So it's very important that yes, we relax the pelvic floor muscles and all that pelvic muscles and also the back muscles to kind of bring to a more normal tone. But we cannot forget that the muscles don't contract just because, right? They are probably there bracing, trying to offer stability. So yes, we have to relax that, but we also have to offer stability. So this lesson here is for us to experiment a little bit with the skeleton, like see how the skeleton can offer support, and also to play a little bit of the sense of self. Okay, so to start, just stand up a little bit and just see how you feel in standing. Feel your feet on the ground and just maybe walk around a little bit just to have a baseline. And yeah, observe your walking and then come up to sit and sit on a firm chair or in my case on a stool, so you're not sitting, for example, on your couch that gives a little bit. You need to have a firm support. So bring your feet on the ground. If you have shoes, please take them off. If you have any belt, so just make sure you're comfortable. There's nothing restricting or your abdomen. Very nice. And just close your eyes a little bit and just start to feel the contact that your feet is making with the ground. Bring your attention to your right foot and just notice the shape, the point of contact, and then do the same with the left, and probably you will feel some difference, which is fine, right? So we kind of just stay there, no judgments, no correction, just sensing what's there. Okay, and then bring your attention to your pelvis and see if you can drop the weight through your hips and you can feel your sitting bones. Notice if you're sitting kind of on your sitting bones a little bit or slightly behind, but definitely you don't want to be having your pelvis rotate backwards. So try to bring the pelvis more or less to vertical, and maybe that could feel quite different. Maybe you never sit with your pelvis in that position, so just notice how that would feel. And then start to lift your right foot off the ground, let it drop. Okay, so see that I use my hands. It's totally fine if you want to make very passive. So lift your foot, lift your leg and drop. And again, a few times lift, and you can get used to this drop, right? So your leg has weight, right? So you're going to feel the pressure on the ground, right? So you drop. Very nice, just a few times. If you don't want to use your hands, totally fine. You just lift and drop. And notice what you do with your head. What are you doing with your spine as you do that? So you continue the movement, and now you start to wonder a little bit. You start to pay attention to how you do it. So notice here if your tendency is to round a little bit when you pick up your leg, and that if that's not, just try it intentionally. Just maybe let your head drop, so your leg come up and your head goes down, and you do that a few times and then come back to vertical. Very nice. This is one possibility. There are many, right? And now just do the opposite. Next time you lift the leg, look up and drop. Look up and see if you can bring your chest up and drop. How does that feel? Is this easier, harder? That's right. And just let it be a little bit and compare both sides. Just compare the right and with the left in terms of contact with your seat, with the floor. Just compare the whole right side with the left. And again, we're very interested in the differences, right? So you just notice what feels different. Maybe we don't even have words to describe it, which is fine. You don't want it to reduce the experience to a vocabulary. You want to really leave the experience be as big as it is. Very nice. And I'll do the same with the other leg. So start to lift and drop. Lift and drop. And now just like a child, right? You're going to be very curious and look for variability. So we don't repeat over and over again. You're not conditioning, right? We are in a domain of learning. So it's very important to discriminate. So drop your head a few times and notice how that feels. Very nice. And then look up a few times and notice maybe with this leg it feels different. Maybe this, and it's fine. So we're very open to the experience. We don't assume anything. We don't like the mind to jump to conclusions and offer us answer. We stick with the experience. Stick with the process. So a few times lift and drop and just notice how that feels. And maybe a few times you want to tilt your head to the left as you lift that. And notice how that, is that more likely something that you would do spontaneously? How does this go? And then do the opposite. Tilt to the right. So see, you can be very playful with your body. Don't have to have that relationship in which you impose and like the body something to be conquered or tamed, right? You can learn through curiosity. Very nice. And bring it back and notice how that feels now that you work with both. Yes, your sense. Maybe stand up and walk around a little bit. So we just play with the right, with the left. Maybe something already changed about your walking, about your standing, maybe. So we're just curious. We're just raising questions and being engaged with the process. We don't check out of the body. And then come back to seat. Very nice. And now, next time you drop, pick up your right leg again and drop. And next time you drop, start to push off the ground. So you push. So see, as I push when my foot drop, the right side of my pelvis lift, right? So it's, you know, when you go to the amusement park and you have that, oh gosh, how is that called? It's like you get a hammer and you have to hit it very hard, and then this thing come up as you hit down, and you gain prizes. The highest it goes. I don't know the name of that. If you know, please write in the comments. So yeah, it's kind of that you're creating a reaction, right? You have a pressure going down and you're creating an upward force, right? You push down and you create that upward force. And now do the same with the left. You push down and let that reaction force travel through your skeleton. Okay, the skeleton is weight bearing, is a specialist in transmit force. So let your foot drop down and you create this upward force. And now maybe you can do with both. Do with both feet. And notice, how can you use that? How can you use that to come up? You can go with one foot only. You can drop and step to come up. How can you let that force? Your skeleton becomes so limber, and then you will see that it's more about the line, how the trajectory of these vectors, right, in your body, and that can create your relationship with your support, in this case the floor, can generate an upward force that help you with gravity. Okay, so we can already think that yes, I have a muscular system, I have my muscles that give me up, but I also have a skeleton that is a specialist in transmission of force, right? And I can use in a relation with my support, I can use it to create uprightness. So maybe, actually quite often, when the relationship with gravity improve and with the support, right, when we start to use the skeleton more efficiently, the musculature tends to decrease. So you're getting more of that skeleton support to offer also stability. So the work don't have to be only muscular. Okay, there's also another system that I'm going to introduce you to create suspension, right? But for now, play with that. And then stand up and see how you feel. You probably, how is your sense of self, right? I love to see those documentaries about indigenous tribes, and you see how that right, that stomping the foot, right? Um, I don't know if it's in celebration or, but they usually go kind of in a circle and do this stomping, right? So how does that feel? You know, it make you feel. I'm not gonna suggest. I personally feel quite powerful and a quite not a powerful and being aggressive, and but it really and standing my ground. So I hope you like it. We are going to explore other ways to create suspension and give it a break for the musculature, or at least share the load, right? So everybody do their job and you don't have a specific system being overwhelmed with the function of stability and support. Okay, see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.